Hello, everyone. Marty Graceberg here, your host for the Joint Venture Success Summit. And here with me is Susan Epstein, and we're going to be talking about how Joint Ventures has grown her business. And I'm really excited about her story because she built her business really an interesting story. And also, you're going to hear about masterminds as well. So before I get too excited here, want to welcome you on stage here, Susan.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
I am delighted to have you in here, and I'm sure our audience are as well. So before we dig into your story, I mean, the detailed story about it, I'd like for you to share with us what was it like? You know, what was it like before and after you started incorporating joint ventures? Because as you know, a lot of our audience, coaches, authors, and speakers are listening to get some inspiration and see for themselves, is this for them, or what's the benefit that they are looking into, or what's the expectation they have when they start incorporating this joint venture into their mix.
So I was thinking about this, and I was trying to think back maybe 15 or 20 years ago when I started networking. And I didn't know anything about networking. One of my coaches said, you should go to a networking group. And I thought, what is that? And I went in the yellow pages. There was hardly an internet. And I saw, oh, there's this thing here. And I went and met these women. And I never asked for anything, ever. But I'm a connector. That's what I do. I love to say, oh, I just met someone, and then drag them across the room and say, I need to introduce you to this person because they're writing a book too. Or here's somebody who's speaking and you need to meet that person. And I will be dragging people across rooms in networking events and then saying, have fun, bye. And then just keep doing it. And people started seeing me as somebody who was helping without asking. Mm-hmm. And that was great. I had a lot of friends, but it didn't necessarily feed my business in a really systematic way. So later, when I first started my coaching business, and that was kind of beginning, but a little bit later, I started doing some interviewing similar to what we're doing today. And I interviewed one expert a month for my parenting coach business and gave it to my list as a gift. But I never asked anyone to do anything back to me again. I just did it, and I gave them their recording, and I kept the recordings, and my list loved it. But it was just, gift, giving. But about 2 years ago, I was ready to launch a really big online parenting program that I had created called Mom Magic, and I thought, wow, I need to get some people to help me because things had changed. It used to be really easy to invite people to a webinar and have 100 people show up because it was new. And I noticed that a lot of my friends and other colleagues were doing it, and they would have, they would put something up and then they would get 5 people. And I said, I think I need people to help me. Who can help me? So I went back. I have saved my Instant Teleseminar. If you use that, it saves everything you've ever done in your life. And I went back and said, who are the people that I interviewed, 7, 8 years ago? Maybe they might want to help me because they were all in the parenting field. So I went back and I tracked down each of those people, said hello. They remembered me because I had interviewed them for an hour. They had gotten some people to their lists as well because I had done that for them. And I asked them if they wanted to help me promote my program, and I would give them an affiliate fee for doing so. And I would create a Facebook group where they could get to know each other because they had heard each other's recordings years ago, but I had never connected them because they were all over the world. I didn't have the ability to do it in those days because there was no Facebook. So I brought them all together, started a Facebook group, got them super excited about the launch, asked them all to mail for me, and it was crazy successful. They were excited, they mailed, they did Facebook, they did Twitter, they did everything that they wanted to do. I made a good amount of money, and I was able to actually send them money, which of course, made them really happy too, and got on the phone and reconnected with people that I hadn't talked to in a really long time. So the whole experience from the before and after was quite miraculous in a sense. I didn't know that I was building relationships when I was doing it, that I could call on these people. So that's a big lesson, right? The more friends you have, the more colleagues you have, the more you give, the more people want to give back to you later.